Hi friends, for those of you who might be newer to astrology, today I'm going to share a hot take on Jupiter to help you get started understanding this expansive planet. Well, let's start with a few basic ideas about the astrological meaning of Jupiter in the chart. In our psyche and experience, Jupiter relates to positive potential, exploration, expansion, and the idea that more is better. Jupiter describes how we create meaning and how we tell the story of ourself. Jupiter's there when we need to be uplifted or when we need to grow. When Jupiter's in water signs, that growth might be fueled by emotions. In the fire signs, passion and enthusiasm are necessary components when we want to expand into new territory. In the earth signs, growth needs a reason that makes sense, or it needs to have a tangible intention. In air, ideas really get us going, and we might benefit from objectivity and dynamic interaction with others as we grow. Where the Mars and Saturn functions in our psyche relate to the ability to say no when we need to, Jupiter helps us say yes. But before we get too one-dimensional in our thinking, remember that saying yes can sometimes get us into trouble. Well, now let's look at Jupiter's rulership. Jupiter rules two signs, Sagittarius and Pisces. Some astrologers use the outer planets as rulers too, and for them, Pisces also has a modern ruler, Neptune. But today we're going to keep our focus on Jupiter. The rising sign or ascendant is one of the most important points in the chart. Starting any chart analysis with the ascendant is a great approach. A chart with Sagittarius or Pisces rising will have Jupiter as the chart ruler or the ruler of the ascendant. So Jupiter is really important for those folks, and this is one technical way that Jupiter can stand out in a chart. Maybe you've heard astrologers describe somebody as especially Jupiterian, for instance. Well, that would be one way an astrologer might identify this tendency if Jupiter's ruling the chart or the ruler of the ascendant. If there's a different sign on the ascendant, Jupiter will still rule the two houses where we have Sagittarius or Pisces on the house cusp, no matter where they fall. If a chart has Pisces on the cusp of the second house, for instance, well then Jupiter rules the second house in that chart and all things related to the second house, and that includes money. In some house systems, signs can be intercepted, and that just means that a sign sits between two house cusps. So interpreting the rulership requires a little extra thought there, but some will describe the ruler of an intercepted sign as the co-ruler of that house. If you're using whole sign houses or the equal house system, signs can't be intercepted, so Jupiter will always rule two houses in those two systems. To see this in action, let's look at actor Lakeith Stanfield's chart, and we'll take a look at his Jupiter placement, and I've run his chart using the equal house system this time. Lakeith's Jupiter's in Leo, a fixed fire sign, so as he seeks and creates meaning in his life, he's looking for inspiration, flair, and maybe even a little bit of drama. Well, that seems like a pretty good quality for an actor.
You put it like that.
And this placement can turn up the volume on Jupiter's generosity of spirit, and there's a larger than life quality that he can also access or appreciate. Lakeith's Jupiter's in the 11th house, which means that groups of like-minded folks are important to him because they can provide a context in which he finds meaning. Group dynamics can also test his sense of meaning or purpose. Now, this is a great placement as well for an actor who might feel really uplifted when he's around other creative types who appreciate that extra bit of flair.
You hope when you go to see a movie that you're going to be on the cusp of something that is new and exciting. James is always trying things and pushing things in a new direction.
Jupiter rules his third and sixth houses in this house system, so we'll also be able to spot Jupiter's influence in those areas of life. And that might speak to the importance of siblings or the local environment for the third house, and also health challenges for the sixth house, where the chart suggests, in his case, a caution around overdoing the fun things of life from that perspective. Now, Jupiter's been looked at overwhelmingly positively in our tradition, and even today, it's still often thought of or described as the cosmic Santa Claus that just gives us all the good things in life without reservation. In practice, Jupiter does relate to optimism and growth, and even luck and good fortune. But that's only part of the story. Jupiter as an energy is expansion, and the fact is that expansion can be a problem just as much as it can be an asset. Situations and dynamics can overexpand, which is why Jupiter also relates to taking on more than we can handle, to hubris, or to plunging forward into uncharted territory with blind optimism in a way that may or may not turn out how we hope. That said, Jupiter relates to the important function in our psyche of seeing and experiencing the positive side of life. When working together with our Saturn function, we can aim for a healthy balance between expansion and contraction. Well, we'll wrap up this video with a list of Jupiter keywords in this word cloud that you see here. Look at your own Jupiter placement and see if some of these show up in the houses connected to Jupiter in your chart. If you have Pisces or Sagittarius rising, note whether some of these concepts are especially important to you. A few examples are purpose, growth, elevation, the big picture, overextension, abundance, ascending, too much, and progress. Well, thanks for spending a little time with me today learning about Jupiter. If you're ready to go deeper, check out our Social Planets course at Astrology University, where we take a close look at the meaning of both Jupiter and Saturn in the birth chart. Enjoy your astro studies, and I look forward to seeing you next time.